Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds in the studio Tuesday morning. Some talk up in Kansas City, some confirmed, some just rumors so far, but it's looking like we got some more deals going down, don't we?
Well, the unconfirmed is a deal for L'Jarius Sneed. There were reports yesterday that a deal was right in the works, right on the verge of him being traded to the Indianapolis Colts. Now, Sneed says he wants to stay in Kansas City, and of course, who wouldn't? After all, you're a two-time Super Bowl champ, but hey, the fact is that the money is there, and indeed the Chiefs could use some in their salary cap. I think they're having $9 million leeway at the moment, and his contract calls for almost $20 million a year. So the holdup may be the fact that Sneed wants a long-term contract. Anyway, apparently there's where there's smoke, there's fire, so maybe a deal is in the work. The confirmed part is that Marquise Brown did sign with the Chiefs yesterday, and that's a pretty big deal. Now, Brown, you have to understand, an All-American when he was at Oklahoma, but only there for a couple of years. They call him Hollywood. He didn't call himself that. He was dubbed that by a broadcaster on the Fox network who will remain unnamed, who tends to be a little hyperbolic in what he does. But be that as it may, Marquise Brown is a short guy. He's only about 5'9", 5'8", somewhere, and they were very quick. And he does fit into the Chiefs' scheme of things as far as being a receiver. Didn't have a great year with the Arizona Cardinals, but that's understandable. Says he's going to have a big year with the Chiefs. We'll see, but unconfirmed and confirmed, and that latter is confirmed.
Let's start with the latter. Hollywood. I love the fact that he didn't give himself a nickname, because you can't give yourself a nickname. First of all, second of all, he tracks the ball better than pretty much any receiver that's on the Chiefs. The third thing is the Ravens and the Cardinals ranked really low in pass rating as far as like the amount they did throw the ball. Chiefs have been in the top 3 for the last 6 years. So him coming to the team, it's going to be interesting to see. As far as L'Jarius Sneed, when it comes to our bet, all the little rumblings I'm hearing is that he might actually go for a third round. So what happens if you and I are both wrong?
I
win. All right. So have you filled out
laugh it off?
No, that's not how that works, and you know it just as well as I do. We'll buy our own shots. So do you have your bracket filled out, sir?
Am I going to do one this year? I thought to myself, what am I going to gain from this?
You could win $100 in-house if you do ours here at the station.
I saw the one here, and I thought, well, hey, this is a pro against the amateurs. I'll win that. No, I'm being facetious.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you fill one out.
I don't want to even bother.
Most of the guys, at least, because I never do the copy, because they do a lot of celebrity picks, and you can copy analysts' brackets and stuff really easily if you want, if you believe them. Most of them, from what I saw, had UConn winning. Some Houston, not a lot, which kind of surprised me a little bit. Someone actually had Iowa in there. I mean, it's random, but what I was seeing mainly was UConn. You think that's right?
They're the defending national champs #1, and they are very, very good. They are a smooth team. They haven't, I think they've lost twice or 3 times this year, and that's going to happen. Houston's really good. When they get their game in order and intact, they are extremely fast and they're high scoring and so forth and so on. But they've shown signs to be inconsistent, which is odd for a Kelvin Sampson team. But Houston's good. They're all good. North Carolina has a fine ball club. And at Purdue, you've got the big guy in the center, and that's tough to beat, especially if you're playing him for the first time. There's just any number of variables. I don't think there is a clear-cut favorite, to be honest with you.
It's the tournament, and it's funny because, as far as college basketball, I don't start really paying attention until early February, so I can kind of get a feel for how all these teams are doing when we get to this point. But all of you that have been paying attention since last year probably got an edge on me. But we'll see, man. Anything happens on those courts, and we've all seen that multiple times. All right, when do the Valley teams play in the NIT?
Valley teams play tomorrow night. NIT opens tonight with 9 games. There's 7 more tomorrow night. And both Valley teams play tomorrow night. Indiana State will play Southern Methodist. Hey, Indiana State's good. They're really good. That's not to knock SMU at all, but I think Indiana State stands a great chance. And Bradley is playing Loyola of Chicago. Loyola of Chicago used to be in the Valley like 2 years ago, and now they're playing in the Atlantic 10. But Bradley is also very good. I give Bradley and Indiana State chances to do very well in the NIT. You know, last year the defending NIT champion is North Texas State. And come on, who are they? So anybody can win this thing. That's also a wide open tournament.
It is, and my Wildcats taking on the Hawkeyes tonight. That should be a good
Kansas State, Iowa will be a very good basketball.
Yeah, I think that should be a good matchup. The Lady Bears are in a new basketball tournament. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this is brand new. This first year for it. It's called the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament. And the key is, well, there's also the WNIT. They both exist. What is the difference? Well, the WNIT is not owned by the NCAA. This one is. And when you're owned by the NCAA, that means you are funded. In other words, in the other schools, you're on your own as far as the funding is concerned. Lady Bears are playing in this WBIT, which is what it's called. NCAA owns this tournament. They own it because the NCAA also owns the men's NIT, and they want to have something on the female side, and they didn't. All right, they have the and the BIT is what it's called, and it's pretty good. It's only 32 teams. Lady Bears are one of them. Play Illinois, and that will be on Thursday night. Pretty good competition. I think the Lady Bears can do it. And why did the NCAA buy it? Because they wanted a mark in postseason play beside their big tournament. And the NCAA does have some money, even though they've been sued by everybody. They still have some money, and funding it makes a very big difference to the schools competing.
Just goes to show you how much money they were making before the students were able to make some of that money. Evangel University men's basketball is actually in the run for a national competition. When's that start?
Not a whole lot of people know about the NAIA because it is different from the NCAA. How is it different? Well, these are mostly schools that you're not familiar with. Not necessarily small schools, but they are individuals who have made a different commitment toward athletics. Evangel is one of them. But yes, they're playing in the NAIA National Tournament up in Kansas City, where it has, I say, always been. It's been there forever. And these are schools in which you see some of the greatest athletes ever. Many of them do go on to play in a higher level football and in basketball. It's really good. And the fact that Evangel's there in the Sweet 16 is pretty good. The Valor are going to play Lewis and Clark out of Idaho, and that's one of the perennial national contenders. How does it differ? Well, the rules are a little bit different from what the NCAA has as far as scholarships are concerned and eligibility is concerned. The NAIA schools may be just a little bit different from an athletic standpoint in terms of who they play and why they play. Do the NCAA teams play them? Yeah, the Bears have played Evangel in the past and have played Columbia College and people like that. But in terms of athleticism, it really doesn't rank with the NCAA at all. The best athletes are going to the bigger schools.
Yeah, well, hey, at least we got the local representation, and that's a big deal for the Valor. Last but not least, the Missouri State Baseball Bears continue along in their season. Where are they at today?
They are in Stillwater today. We're in Manhattan last weekend and lost all 3 games to K-State. So where do they go from there? Oklahoma State. No, thank you. This will be a tough assignment. The OSU Cowboys, Big 12 Conference team, very good, very solid. Bears play them every year, have had some success with them, but Oklahoma State has pretty much owned the series between them. And they do play today. It'll be tough, but hey, that's when the tough get going is when the competition is tough.
And if they could pull out a couple wins in the series, that'd be a good thing. Ned, you have a great day, and I will see you mañana.